At a Senate Appropriations Committee hearing on June 23rd, Navy leaders came to Capitol Hill to answer questions about the state of the U.S. Navy shipbuilding. Senators on both sides of the aisle raised concerns about delays. Here are the top moments from the Navy leaders' testimony.
When can we expect to have all this stuff built? In the next 10 years?
That's another one I'm going to have to get back to you. I think
that's fine. That's fine, because the reason I asked that, I don't know if it's the right number. I don't know how long it's going to take, but I know this, that China has 400 ships, and by 2030, they're going to have 435. So we need to get on with it. And it's really not blaming you. It's just a system. And we need to have a goal and get to it like the Manhattan Project. I'd like to have a pot of funding for the Navy outside of the budget top line so we could get this done, because we're never going to get it done in the top line. So if it's important to us as a nation, we'll give you more money and more flexibility. Budgets are based on threats. Is that right, Admiral?
I hope so, sir.
Well, they better be, because we don't want to make it a jobs program.
Admiral, in the last 2 decades, we've doubled the amount of money we have given the Navy to build ships. We've actually had fewer ships today because we've retired more than we've built. Tell me why in 30 seconds.
Well, the simple answer, sir, is we were building 4 or 5 DDGs a year in the mid-'90s, and we're building 2 a year now. So
why?
That's the
We've
simple
given
math.
you more money.
Well, they cost more money, sir.
How much money do you need to catch up to China?
I'll have to get back to you on the specific answer. I think I'd be satisfied in the meantime to just build at the rate we're supposed to and not be behind.
Mm-hmm. How far behind are we?
We're behind in every ship class to different rates, but at least years.
We can't catch up without our private sector shipyards, can we?
We cannot.
Okay. Both Tier 1 and Tier 2 shipyards, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We've got to do better, Admiral. It's unacceptable.
The Virginia-class submarines, the Navy is requesting $816.7 million for one Virginia-class submarine because it assumes an amount of $6.5 billion for another boat in reconciliation funding. But both the House and Senate budget reconciliation text only includes $4.6 billion for one Virginia-class boat in FY26. Can you explain the discrepancy? Are we going to be able to build 2 a year?
Sir, we're working hard to get to that build rate that we need to. Right now, we're at 1.1 subs a year. We got to work hard to get exactly where you want to go. I'm not satisfied with it. The Secretary is not satisfied with it. The money in our industrial base, as well as the money to procure the subs, I believe will help us get there. But we need to come back and report to you regularly on where we are with that build rate.
But at this point, if we assume it's $4.6 billion in the reconciliation and $816 million in your budget, we can't get up to the 2 per year basis. Is that correct?
I'm not sure about that, sir. I'll have to get back to you.
Thank you. The other aspect of this, of course, is we're trying to send a constant demand signal to the suppliers, but more importantly, the subcontractors, that they will have work and they will have the ability to produce and not be afraid of that we have parts sitting on the shelf or orders that are not forthcoming. Let me shift to the Columbia-class program. It's the Navy's #1 priority. Can you give an update, either the Secretary or the CNO, about the scheduled delays of Columbia-class, and what are you doing about them?
I'll start and then defer to the Secretary. We now are on a pace to deliver that sub approximately 2 years late, March of 29. We are trying desperately to claw back that schedule. I work with the PEO, as does the Secretary, on where there's opportunities there to move that to the left. I'm optimistic, but the schedule of March of 29 is where we're at. I'm going to try to pull it to the left to deliver it earlier, sir.
I want to echo the concerns that the chairman raised about relying on reconciliation for shipbuilding. Reconciliation was always meant to be just a one-time funding surge. It has a long tail to it. Yet, even when taken together, the administration's budget request combined with reconciliation funding would keep us on the prior administration's completely inadequate trajectory in terms of shipbuilding at a time when China has nearly 400 ships and our U.S. Navy has only 293 ships. So I would hope that the administration would take a hard look at increasing the base budget to meet the realities of today's global threats and also inflation. In that regard, I worked hard to secure funding in the fiscal year 25 CR for a third Arleigh option ship to meet operational requirements and to help sustain the shipbuilding workforce and industrial base. I remain concerned about the timing for this award. Can you provide us with an update on when the Navy intends to execute the third option?
Thank you, Senator. Appreciate the question. I know a very important one to you. We are in the midst of analyzing the entire force posture and our manned-unmanned balance and what that should look like and how it should work going forward. Obviously, my visit to Bath Iron Works and Portsmouth was very informative. There's been a lot of great changes at Portsmouth in particular that I've seen that I'm hoping to apply to some of the other public shipyards as well that will help increase the efficiency there. As it relates to the third DDG, we're in the kind of final innings of getting to that and trying to sort through that and really looking at the whole fleet posture. Again, trying to balance the manned, unmanned. I think, as I said before, the nature of warfare is changing very rapidly, and I think how it's going to be fought out in the oceans is going to be very different, and we need to be really thinking about that and understanding how they'll work collaboratively. So I look forward to coming back to you soon.
For more congressional news, stay tuned to Congress Clips, and thanks for watching.